So welcome you all, sirs. Very warm welcome to NTIPRIT webinar. This is the first webinar that we are conducting in 2021, and I wish you all a very happy new year from NTIPRIT family. And I'm thankful to our DD sir, Yuki Swasto sir, for giving me the opportunity to start this session with a very important topic that is very much relevant in today's life. That is mobile device security. In fact, sir. Today, laptops and desktops are a thing of past. Actually, we are living in a digital age where the complete computing power is within our hands. That is within our palms. That is our mobile devices. So it is very much important that we shift our focus from computing devices like laptop and computers to the new paradigm, that is the mobile devices. So initially, I was a bit skeptic that I should do mobile device security for all the technical persons, because you all know very well the technology is and what the safeguards should be taken. But somehow I realized, because I got some call from my friends regarding mobile security and how to do something like that in mobile devices, how to secure it, how to take backups like that. So I felt that still there is scope so that I can teach even the technocrats something about the mobile devices which you don't know. And of course, many of our colleagues and senior officers who are dealing with totally administration and who are dealing with the management, they are not very much apt with the technology today. So what I will be today covering, it will be not very much heavily on technology, but it will be very user friendly. And I promise you that you will not regret joining this session. I'll be showing you very common things which are very much relevant from the perspective of a common man. And you can do it very easily, because I will be not talking very technical things. I will be talking very lucid and very common things that you can yourself do with your mobile phones. Apart from sharing my PPT, I will be giving you the live demo, and you can see that what configurations you can make on your mobile phones to secure it. So with this, a brief introduction about the session and what I will be covering. So let me share my presentation to you. So dear sirs, actually we will be today discussing about the mobile device security. As you know, the topic is broadly I will be covering the topics like application security, browser tightening, Bluetooth and wireless attacks, device tracking, device hardening, mobile device management. Mobile device management is a bit different thing if we talk in terms of the enterprise level mobile management, and of course there will be much more beside that. So first things first, why we are into this mobile device security. If you see today's penetration of mobile devices, there are some prominent players, and one of the most prominent player today is the Android mobile operating system. Then we have iOS. Then we have some share of Windows phone also, and then some other operating systems in terms of mobile are there. So majority, if you can see, around 85%, 85 to 86% devices all over the world are governed by Android. So it is very much important to focus our further talk about the Android systems. So I beg my pardon to all the Apple owners, and they are of course the previous ones, because we know iPhone is a status symbol. But as a common man, majority of the people are holding the Android devices. So my focus will be majorly on the Android devices. So before going into deep what the device security is, let me tell you something about the theory of mobile security. When we talk of Android operating system, the Android security goals, Android operating system has built-in security measures. Some of the goals of the Android security are how to protect the user data, how to protect the system resources, and how to protect and provide application isolation. So these are the three important pillars on which the Android is being developed, and Android system developers play a very important and very crucial thrust on these three parameters. So when we talk of application security, and whenever you install any app on your mobile phone, there are some important the components of the mobile Android application. First is your activity, that is visible UI. Second is the service, that is the background job. And third is the database, that is the content provided. So these are the three components which are there in your application. One more important component in your application is the manifest. I will talk to you about all these terms one by one. Just keep your curiosity on the high, and there are also signatures. So all these components play a very important role whenever developers develop any application. That is manifest, visible UI, whatever the user interface that you see, then the services which run in the background of the applications, then the database. Whenever a developer develops an application which is Android, first very important thing is that every application is signed by a private key. As you can see, the goal is that same origin policy for all apps. Means if I'm a developer and I am developing 10 applications, then all the applications should come from the same origin, and my Android system is able to verify it. So whenever an application is developed by any developer, all the parameters, all the files are being signed by one key, and that is the important thing which verifies that application is coming from a legitimate source. So this is one important thing whenever a developer develops, that he has to sign the application with a special key, and this key identifies that what is the application and where from what is the source of origin of that application. For the application packages, every application is signed by a certificate. If you see this slide, there is self-signed X509 certificate, no PKI. What this means is that if I'm a developer, I need not to get a digital certificate from a CA, right? Certifying authority means I can use my own certificate, which are developed locally on my PC, and I can sign the application. I have shown a red flag here, no PKI. Why there is a red flag on it? The important thing here is to note it that any application can be signed by anybody. Means if there is a legitimate user, legitimate application developer who has developed an application, and I am a hacker, I can very well hack that application and I can sign that application with my signatures. That will be valid. The red flag here is because Android system is built in such a fashion that it will take any application which is signed. It doesn't check the actual origin, whether the sign is legitimate or not. That is why whenever you are downloading any application from the open internet source, that is also installed on your mobile phones. Mobile phone never checks that what is the authenticity of that certificate. Reverse is there in case of application developed by the Apple devices. In Apple, whatever applications are being developed, they are signed by Apple itself. Therefore, there is a strict management of APKs in case of Apple, that all the applications are being signed by Apple itself. So Apple phone will install only those applications which are signed by Apple devices, otherwise not. But whenever we are talking of the Android devices, in Android devices, the application can be signed by anybody, and it is being imported in the phone and it can be installed. What are the major components of an application in Android system? If you see here, the major components of an APK of an Android system is this one, the manifest.xml. Then there are three more components: manifest.mf, ser.rsa, ser.sf. So why I'm telling you this is just to see what the building blocks is, and definitely I will be going into the demo what this file contains. Actually, this will be very important to know what this file contains. I am telling you all these things only to apprehend that what is there in the applications which you need to take care of. So These four components are very much important in the application. And also there is one more component, that is the classes.dex. What is the classes? And then there are some resources and assets also. Just keep in your mind while we are discussing all these building blocks, that is the Android manifest.xml, classes.dex, repositories, assets, manifest, cert, and cert RSA and cert SF. As part of security of any Android application system, there is also one more thing that Android ensures whenever an application is being developed. That is called application sandboxing. This is another area of security that is being provided by your operating system, that is Android. So what Android does is that it makes a sandbox for every application that you install on your phone. Means every application is having one container, right? So that means that if an application is installed on your phone, it resides in its sandbox or in its container only. It will not be able to communicate with any other application, right? So whenever you are installing any application, it is assigned one user ID, that is UID. UID per user per application means if I am having one application, it will be having one user ID and one container, right? And it can't talk beyond its container until unless we give some permission to it, right? The second most important part of any API, any application in Android is your protected APIs. What this API is? Okay, friends, whenever you develop any application, important thing is that that application is able to access the resources of your phone. When I talk of resources, it means that your camera, that your location, your microphone, and all the other hardware resources that is available on your phone. These are protected by some APIs, right? An application developer has to call these APIs in their application to take control of your camera, microphone, GPS, gyroscope, like that. So some of the APIs are very much protected, and these protected APIs can be accessed by the application only and only when you give a specific permission to these APIs. Otherwise, they will not be able to access the hardware of your computer, of your mobile devices. And all these APIs are protected in form of risky actions. Means there is categorization that the APIs are listed in a category of risky actions, and these risky actions are further categorized in different level of security parameters. These security parameters are on permission based, that is mandatory access control, right? You just keep in your mind what I am talking about, the permission based mandatory access control, because this will be very much important when we are seeing the demo of what the permissions you should give to your application. So from here, if you see, when I talk of risky APIs, so these are the risky APIs, that is changing the device wallpaper or ringtone, making your phone calls, sending SMSs, using camera, microphone, GPS, internet, wireless, Bluetooth, reading your SMS records, reading your call details, even making SMSs and making calls from your phone, rebooting your devices, and also factory reset is one of the API of Android system. So all these APIs are considered as risky APIs, which should be granted specific permission before accessing the hardware of your mobile devices. So all these APIs are important from the perspective of permissions. I'm keeping repeating this word permissions, because these permissions are very much important. Until unless you give a specific permission to an application, it will not able to access all these risky parameters or risky APIs. What I have shown you in the previous slide, just going beyond that, if you see, as I have told you, that all these risky applications, risky APIs are further categorized into normally three parts. That is normal, then dangerous, and then system level APIs. Normal, as the name suggests, that these are normal things which you can freely give, like changing device wallpaper or ringtone, right? Then there is a category of risky APIs, means like making phone calls, sending SMS, reading your call details, reading your SMS, using camera, microphone, GPS, and also controlling your Bluetooth devices and wireless devices. Reading your contacts also, these all comes under the dangerous category of risky APIs. Then there are some important system level APIs also, which we call the rebooting device or factory reset. These two important parameters are being categorized as system APIs, for which Android doesn't give permission to any app. Means they are permitted only to be used by the OEM providers. Means only your phone operator. Means if I am using a phone of Samsung make, then only Samsung can access these APIs. Otherwise, no other application can access these APIs. Now, why I'm telling you all this? As I already promised you that I will be not going into the technical details, right? So, just I have told you all these things about the application, how the application is being developed, to tell you the actual vulnerability which is behind these applications. So just give me a time. I am switching all of you to a world of demo of an application, that what is there inside an application, right? So I have downloaded one important app which all of you might have been using. That is PhonePe, right? It is one of the premium apps which is designed for making online payments. That is PhonePe, right? So I am going to play with this APK. So APK is basically application file. Whenever you download any application from the Google Play Store or from any of the marketplace, then it is having the extension of APK. You can see it here. If you see the extension APK, right? The last file, if you say the extension is APK, right? What I'm simply going to do is that I will just, for the safety purpose, make a copy of this APK, right? And just see it minutely. What I'm doing is I'm just changing its extension, right? So what I've done that I have just changed the extension of this APK, right? Now see what the magic happens as soon as you change the extension of this application, right? It has become a zip file. I will extract it. So whatever there was in the APK, I have changed its extension to from APK to zip, and now I am having this extracted file. Voila! You can see I am having all the resources which are being packed into this APK, right? Now you must say one thing, that if it is so easy, then what is the security in it, right? Of course, there is security, but there is inbuilt breach also in this. You can see, even though I am not able to see the source code, but then too I am having the access to all the resources which are being packed into this application file, right? With this application, I can, with this detailed knowledge about the APK, I can very well judge how the application is behaving and what resources it is having. So one of the resources that I would like to say, that if you go into the res, right, folder, and you see the PNGs, right? I'm able to see all the PNGs. Let me show you more. You see, I'm having all the logos, right? I'm able to see all the layouts the application develops on your mobile phone in form of XML files, right? Now what I'm going to show you, it will give you more. You can show जो एक खड़े करने वाला जो effect होता है, that will give you something like that, right? I will just open my command prompt and I will try to do something which will expose more of this application to you. Just closely see what I'm doing. Sorry, actually I'm always confused whenever I'm switching between Linux and Windows commands. Again. So I'm into a tool which we call Classy Shark, right? So this is totally a development tool. I request all of you not to go into digging it because it is very much of a hacker kind of thing. So it is just for educational purpose. I don't intend to tell you how to hack an application, right? So it is just for your knowledge to imbibe in you the security perspective and how secure is the application and what you should do to secure the application, right? So with this application, I am just opening the application that I showed you. That is PhonePe application, right? So this is the PhonePe application. I will be clicking it and I will be opening it. Good. Now you just say I have loaded all these things. Now I would like to show you one thing. Here is the android.manifest.xml, which I am trying to open it here. Android, right? Android manifest.xml. Now, when I opened in my when I opened by converting it to the zip file, and if I try to open this file, you have the binary application here, right? You can't basically see anything what is written in the XML file, but you will be amazed to know the details from this tool. This is the actual view of the XML file, which you were not able to see here, right? You are not able to see the contents what is there in the XML file, but you can see the contents here. Now, why this file is very much important? If you see here, just I will go down this application. Just try to focus on this. What this XML file is defining? It is defining that Android permission internet, modify audio settings, access course locations, access file location, access background location, access Bluetooth. You can see how much information this XML manifest file contains. Means the application developer can define what the hardware it wants to access. And it is so much easy in this XML file that I can modify as a hacker. I can modify this XML file and can redirect my application to access any part of your hardware. And normally we have a tendency that whenever we are installing any application, we simply go on ticking that done this permission, done this permission, done this permission. We never see that what permission the application is seeking, and we blindly just follow whatever is coming on this screen. My intention to show you all this file is that just by modifying this file, I can redirect my application to whatever access I want from the risky applications, risky APIs that I have shown you in my PPT. It is too much easy, right? So if you are downloading any application which is not from the secured and trusted source, then your application is liable to carry all this modification in the hacked application, in which the hacker can modify these XML files to gain access to your hardware. So it is very much important from this perspective that you don't go for any application which is not coming from the trusted source. I will show you more. This is the same application that I have zipped here, right? That I have unzipped here, and I am going into the meta. Just recall what I have told you in my previous slides, right? I am just telling you whatever I have told you in my slides. So if you see, and if I sort it by the type, then you can see there are two files. That is BND tool RSA, BND tool SS. These are the two certificates, which are public certificates with which the application developer has signed all these files. So I am having access to this certificate also. Now you will say that if it is so much easy to hack these APIs, hack these applications, then what the heck all these people in Google are doing? Why they are not doing in the right way? It is not so. If you see these three files, DEX, right? What I showed you in my slide. So these DEX files are the actual source code, which are responsible for hiding the code which is lying behind the application. But mind it, these DEX codes are also not very much fail-proof. They can also be hacked. What the application developer or the hacker does is that he will just analyze analyze the flow of application, that what the application does. So we are having one tool. I will not show you the demo of the tool, that is quite invasive. I will just show you. This is a tool called Bob Suite. I do have the application on my PC, but I will not just show you. It takes a complete session to show what the Burp tool is. Basically, this is a very important tool when we come in terms of hacking, right? So what it does, that whenever the hacking is re-engineering your application, he will run the application in sandbox and it will run a proxy of Burp Suite. Then with this proxy suite, what he can do, he can understand the complete flow and complete information what your APK is doing. Means he can study what server it is contacting, what request it is generating, and what parameters it is giving to the server and what parameters it is receiving from the server. So all this can be intercepted, and with this knowledge, I can know what is the actual workflow of your API. And just by knowing this flow call, I can change these DEX files. So I need not to completely change change the structure of the APK. I just need to study the flow of communication from the APK to the server, and I will just note down that what are the communication component that I need to modify. I will just go and change the binary. Actually, all these files can be converted into a binary code. This binary code is called Ismaili. So this is the binary code, and this is running in the Dalvik VM. Right? Don't go much into the technical jargons. Dalvik VM is basically responsible for running the Java code which is contained in the application. So I can very well decompile the DEX files into Ismaili code. These are again compiler level language, and I can very well decompile all the things, and I can put my hacking code inside these applications. So all the applications are very much hackable. If you thought that if I am downloading anything from the open source, any open market, like there are many platforms like APK for you, APK Fun for you. These are the open platforms from where people download applications, and these applications minded can have malicious code hidden in this XML file or this text file, which can take control of your files. So that was not a technical jargon to you. It was just to sanitize that how much vulnerable the APK is if you download it from the open source. Means the source code can be very easily modified, and it can be modified to the choice of the hacker. Whatever he wants to do, whatever hardware he wants to control, he can do it, right? Before going anything else, I would like to show you one infographics. That is an interesting infographics that I would like to share with all of you. So if we see, you will be surprised to know that if we see the total 100 paid apps, it is very astonishing to know almost 100% means all the Android apps which are paid and they are top ranking 100 apps, they have a full 100% hacked version of it. Apart from this, when we talk of the Android OS, they are also not lagging behind the Android system. They are also having all the 100 of the top 100 paid applications. Almost 92% of the apps are available as a hacked version. Similarly, free apps also. When we talk of free apps, almost 80% of the APKs of Android are available as hacked one, while on Apple OS they are less a bit, around 40%. What I wanted to emphasize that whatever application you are using, every application is having a hacked version available for you to download. Mind it, whenever you are downloading any hacked app, that means you are exposing you to the vulnerabilities, right? Vulnerabilities that the hacker has put into it to steal your credentials, to take control of your microphone, to take control of your camera, to take control of GPS, like that. So it is very much important to ensure the application security. Your phone may have been rooted by you default or by any of your family members who is using your phone, right? So whenever you root the phone, rooting is a phenomenon in which you modify your phone to such an extent that an application has access to the most risky API, right? Means it can control your device completely. So similar is the concept in Apple when we permit everything to be used by the application. Means we are giving every permission to the application. Then it is called jailbreaking. So whenever you are installing any application from any open source, if it is saying to root or jailbreak, means whenever it is trying to root your Android phone, it will give you a message that this application is trying to gain root access or administrative access to your phone. Never, 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 never allow these permissions whenever any application by mistake. If you download some application or by some link, suppose someone has given you link and you click that link, and from that link there goes an application malware in your phone which asks for rooting of your phone. Then of course don't give any permission to such device, such application. So this is a very dangerous kind of thing. Whenever there is a root in your mobile phone, that means it is having the administrative access. It is very much like to the administrative control of your laptop or your desktop. Means whenever you are having the administrative control of your laptop, anything can be done. Means even your phone can be wiped, right? So whenever you are having any application which asks for rooting or jailbreaking, please don't do it. Now, I have just told you what the technical things are and what are the things from the perspective of an hacker. Now, in real scenario, as a common man, what you will like to do to ensure that your applications are secure. So again, I will, from the virtual mode, I will take you to the demo mode in which I will just show you how to secure the application. Just give me a moment. So I am taking you to the virtual tour of the Android system, which is available on your phones, and we will be seeing that how you can secure those applications in your mobile devices. So first and foremost thing is that I will start from the Play Store, right? Because this is the gateway from where we are installing all the applications, right? So I will in any of your mobile Android devices, you will be having some screen like that. It is a virtual machine on my laptop. So anything we download from the Play Store. Of course, I am supposing that you are not downloading anything from the open source. First important thing is that you should identify whatever the application that you are doing. Suppose I'm trying to download this WhatsApp Messenger on my phone. Then few things that are very much important, because as I told you, your Android Play Store, Google Play Store doesn't check that what from where it is coming. It is only checking that whether the application is having some malware or like that, and it is having the legitimate privileges. It is demanding legitimate privileges from the user. But besides that, there are also some applications on the Android Play Store which are malicious, which can be malicious. We call it zero-day exploitation. If you recall, in past also there have been some applications on Google Play Store which were not intended for malicious use, but then too they were on the Google Play Store. So whenever you are installing any application from the Play Store, then just don't blindly trust it. You should go and see how many reviews are there, how many downloads are there, and what the people are saying. So you see, these are having the comments. So you see, read the comments. If there is some suspicion that the comment that if any user has used it, they are having some comments on it that that this application is doing something wrong, then you should pay attention to it. It is always advised that before installing any application, you should at least read the reviews to some extent. This will give you a fair idea what the application is doing and if the application is having some malicious content. This is also very much helpful because sometimes I get query from a friend that with the same name there are multiple applications, right? In that scenario also you can identify the correct application with just having a view about the reviews and how many downloads this application has done. You can just see the downloads, number of comments. So all this gives you a glimpse that whether the application is right or not, and whether the application that you intend to install, that is actually the application which you want there.
Mr. Vinod, can two applications have the same name?
Pardon, sir?
Can two applications have the same name? I am Verghese Matthew from Chennai.
Yes, sir, definitely. Two applications can have the same name. There is no doubt. As I told you, the Android systems works on the user ID, right? So if I am signing my application with a different RSA, right? Though this will have a different application portfolio, but your application name can be same. So application name, as far as the name are concerned, the names can be very much similar, same name. But when you go into deeper into how the application is being signed, because depending upon the signature that the application carries, only on behalf of that signature, the Android systems make the sandbox. If two applications are having the same name and they are having different RSA keys, then it will be there. They both will be having different containers. One more thing is that you just say, if you go in your Play Store, you just click these 3 lines and then tap here, My Application and Games, right? Here we can see that there are applications which are pending updates. Actually, any legitimate application which is being uploaded on the Google Play Store, they are regularly updating their applications with the vulnerability patches. It is very much important because you should be updated always. First of all, your operating system means Android should be updated. Secondly, all the applications should be updated, right? Because if you are not updating, that means that there is a vulnerability in the previous version which is known to the hacker, and he can exploit that vulnerability. So this window gives you a view that what applications need updation, and you can immediately update all these applications. This is one part where it is very much important that you should always update your applications. Now I will show you something in the settings. Every one of you have some settings. I am showing you currently the Pi version of Android, that is Android 9. These settings may be a little bit different on your mobile sets depending upon the operating system that you are having, the Android version that you are having, but be sure that these settings will be there somewhere or later. If you see, I am into the settings and this is the application and notification setting. Now if you go below, there is a setting called Special App Access. You just click it out, and then there is one setting, Install Unknown Apps. You see, I am having 3 applications, Gmail, File Explorer, and Chrome. So actually what this means is that these applications are allowed or disallowed from downloading any APK file from untrusted source and install on right. So if you see, I have allowed my Chrome browser. That means that if I am downloading anything from a Chrome browser, suppose I am visiting some hacked website like APK for fun, right? APK for you, and I am downloading anything from my Chrome, then my system will not ask any warning. It will not give any warning. It will simply install. So that is the answer, sir. Actually, if you have enabled or by default anything is enabled by mistake, then your application will be downloaded in your system and it will not give you a warning. So it is very much important that whatever you always see this setting, and whenever there is any allowed tick, then you should disallow it. So like this. So you should have all the applications which are marked allowed, they should be disallowed from installed unapp apps. So what this means that it will ensure that if any of these applications are trying to install any software which is coming from an untrusted source, they will be blocked. There is one more setting. This is called device admin apps. In device admin apps, there are applications which assume the role of administration in your Android applications. You should check always that what applications are having the administrative level access to your mobile phone. You can say I have 2 applications here, Find My Device and Screen Lock service. These are the legitimate services which are enabled for admin device, admin application. Means these applications will be having the administrative privileges to my phone. If any application is there apart from this, you must disallow it by clicking this button. So you should always check that what applications are having the administrative rights by default. If you are sensing that any application is having this admin application enabled, which it should not be, then you should immediately stop it. One more setting is there in application, which you can see in your security tab. You can go into security tab. Then there is a Google Play Protect. Here it is. So what it does is that Google Play Protect itself is having a mechanism to scan all the services and all the applications which are downloaded from the application Play Store, Google Play Store. So suppose if you have any previous version which was downloaded from the Google Play Store and Google by that time didn't know that it is having the malicious code. But over the time of period, so say after 1 week or 2 weeks, Google comes to know that this application was malicious. So if you have enabled this Google Play Protect, then of course even if you have installed any malicious application which was from Google application and later Google knew it, then Google will disable it. So always ensure that Google Play Protect is enabled. You can have the setting from here. You can see scan application with Google Play Protect, improve harmful application detection. So these two settings should be there in your Google Play Protect setting. This is very much important to avoid any zero day attack. And as soon as Google knows that there was an application which was on the Play Store, but it was having a malicious intention, and later when Google detects it, it will automatically block it. So this is a safeguard for any application. So that is about application security that I discussed with you. So at the end, what I told you that you must not download anything from untrusted sources. Even if you download from the trusted source like Google Play Store, what setting you should enable on your phone so that your applications are secure. And one more thing I forgot to tell you, that is very much important. So if you go into the settings of your phone, and you see apps and notifications, if you go into apps, you can see there is a permission tab. You can just click here and you can see that what application is having what permissions, right? So you should say that even if you have granted permission while installing any application, you have the ability to disable the application, disable the permission at a later end. So if you are having suspicion that I have unknowingly given some permission to the application which it should not have, so definitely by coming to this, I can disable. Like my Play Store is there, I can disable the SMS. I can disable the storage. So I'm just showing you about the Google Play Store. You can do it for any application. Now, beside that, there is an advanced tab here. Many times, people see only this permission tab and they don't see the advanced tab. So there are some permissions in the advanced setting also. Like this application has modify system settings. This is Google Play Store is legitimate, so I am not changing this. Otherwise, if you are having anything which says that it is having the access to modify anything, modify system setting, then you should disable it. So you should check the applications which are not coming from the trusted source. They should not be allowed to modify any system, any admin system. So this should always be checked by you. So what I mean that apart from checking this permission tab, you should also check the advanced permissions tab. So many times people see only this permission tab. They forgot to see this advanced permissions tab. They must keep a tab on this advanced setting also. If you want to have an overview of all the applications and what all the applications are having access, you can just go and click this tab, app permissions. And here you will have the complete detail that how many applications are having access to what kind of permission. So here I have one application which is using my body sensor. I am having this 4 applications which are accessing my calendar. I am having 4 applications which are accessing my call logs. So here I can see if I click I will have the detail that these are the applications. These are the applications installed, out of which 2 applications are having access to my camera. So in that cell, you can have an overview and directly see that according to the hardware, that which hardware is being accessed by what kind of application. You should also check all these settings in your phone to stop any malicious application or any applications which you have given permission by default and it should not have. So you can always disable all these permissions for the apps. So that was the application tightening. So we will be going further. There's a lot more to tell you. The second important thing is the browsers. Apart from application, most of the malicious software and the malicious code is coming from browsers. And like anything in your laptop and PCs, the browsers of your mobile phone are also equally vulnerable. So with the browser, many internet hacks or internet vulnerabilities are coming through the browser itself because we are regularly using the browsers. So like any server client system, they are having the cross-site scripting, local file inclusion, cookie stealing, cryptojacking, malware download. Whatever these things are applicable in your applications in your laptops, they're equally applicable in your mobile devices also. I will not go into detail what is LFI is, what is access is, because this is a separate course. If you like this course, you are most welcome to come. I will be definitely containing one more course about this. So I will not be going into details of what these things is. I will just tell you how to tighten your browser in your mobile application, right? Mobile device. Let us see physically, let us see practically what setting you should keep a tab on in your browser. So again, I will be taking you back to my virtual machine and you can side by side. I request if you want to experiment really and if you really want to see practically, then whatever I'm trying to tell you, you just see your phone, just open your phone. I'll be waiting for you. If you don't find anything, just tell me. I will be very much happy to tell you. So mostly we are using the Chrome browser, and it is suggested that whenever you are using any browser, then you go only for the trusted browsers like Chrome, like Safari, like that. You don't, because there are many browsers available on the platform on the net. So you should not just go with any browser. Just go with the trusted browser, and whenever you are using an Android phone, then of course the trusted browser is the Chrome. But with Chrome also, there are some settings which should be taken into account. By default, some settings are evoked on your Chrome browser, which you should not, and you should check that setting, and you should disable those settings. So I am going into setting. So here is the setting tab. There are some basic settings and there are some advanced settings. So first thing is that there is a password. So by default, the Chrome browser captures your passwords and it also provides you auto sign-in facility. So whatever passwords you are typing in, Google can capture that password. The Chrome can capture the password. While sometimes it is handy that you need to password to remember the password and you can directly sign into the application, but it is not recommended because the password saved on the Google Chrome that can be harvested by a malicious code. If you are saving the password into your Google Chrome or any browser as such, these passwords and the authentication cookies, they can be harvested by an application malware or an access attack, and anyone can have access to your authentication systems. So it is always recommended that you should always disable these settings. So similarly, there is a tab called payment methods. So similarly, the payment methods is by default enabled in your Google Chrome browser. So what this means is that if you are inputting the credit card details in your browser, then it will save the credit card details or the debit card details. So it is again suggested that you visit the setting of the Chrome browser and you disable this auto save and fill payment option.
Vinod, I have one query. Can I ask?
Yes, sir, of course, sir.
So you spoke about uh, the applications requiring root permission, and there are certain devices which is rooted. So these two kind of things, rooted devices and APKs requiring root permissions, what are the vulnerability which it comes with if these two things are there?
So actually, whenever you are giving a root permission to any of the application, you forget about the vulnerabilities. Actually, whenever you are rooting the phone, it take control, the complete control of your phone. You just don't talk of vulnerability. Basically, whenever you are rooting the phone, it is taking complete control of your phone. So it is suggested that you should not, in any case, root your device. Besides, also there is a provision that whenever you root your devices, you automatically lose the warranty on your devices. As soon as you root your device, Google and Android will stop your warranty and will not be responsible for anything that is happening on your phone.
Only if you are a hacker, do it.
Balla Sai is saying if you are a hacker, then you can do it.
Yeah, so that is about. So I have so some of the APK. I mean, the many APK nowadays will not get installed if your device is rooted. There is a best practice which has started happening that if a device is rooted, the APK will not get installed. So, is there any vulnerability towards APK also, that APK can also be hacked if it is installed on the rooted device?
Yes, of course, sir. Of course, sir. Of course, because whenever you are rooting your phone, the rooting method itself makes a super user in your phone. So that super user can be taken over by any of the application, and with the help of that super user, your device can be compromised. So it is always
I'm
suggested that you don't install any application which is asking for rooting of your device.
Malicious APKs when installed, जैसे हम जो बता रहे थे ना, third party permission दे दिया इन्होंने install करने का, so they will never tell you that your device has been rooted.
Yeah.
कर देगा root.
So if a legitimate application even roots you, then if any malicious code comes in between, whenever you are browsing any website or your application, you are downloading an application, it will take advantage of the super user and can damage your phone.
What do you mean by rooting? How does somebody root your phone?
So rooting means giving complete access privilege of your phone to the application.
No, how does it practically? Can you tell? Suppose some application wants to root your device. How does it actually happen practically? What permission do they ask? So normally they ask camera, mic, etc. I didn't understand what root permission. I have never encountered anybody asking root permission, or how what is the statement being asked while they ask for root permission?
Actually, sir, I would not like to go into details of the kernel management, sir. What happens that, sir, whenever you buy an Android phone, there are security parameters being defined at different levels. So the most important security parameter is at the kernel level. Because every Android phone is a Linux machine, basically, right? So it is having it sole resides in the kernel, right? So kernel is the main important operating system on which your on which your Android system is running. So when any applications ask for root permission, that root means, so just think in terms of Linux. When you think of Linux, in Linux the root is having the maximum permission, means it is having the complete control of the system. If you see any Linux system, there is one root user. So what the root user is? Root user has complete access, complete hardware access to your application, to your software, to your operating system. Likewise, in Android also, the root is something which can have the complete access to your hardware and software. Means whenever you are rooting, means you are creating an user in the Android system which has access to complete hardware and software of your Android device.
No, will the application ask a request for root permission?
Yeah, of course, it will ask.
विनोद, मैं विवेक बोल रहा हूँ पंजाब से। मैं थोड़ा जो आपको सुन रहा था, तो अगर मेरे ख्याल से जैसे रूटिंग का है और हम बेसिकली एक नया सुपर यूजर बना देते हैं सिस्टम में, तो ये तो अपने आप में एंड्रॉइड की सबसे बड़ी कमी हो जाती है। और जैसे विंडोज में है या सर्वर्स में है, हम लोग एक ही सुपर यूजर होता है ना, बाकी यूजर्स होते हैं। तो वो आप कहीं पर ठीक है, आप अपना उसमें सुपर यूजर के राइट ले सकते हो, पर उसका लॉग वॉग बन जाता है, कुछ हो जाता है, पर टिपिकली एक ही सुपर यूजर होता है ना, जो विंडोज होते हैं। तो ये तो एक तरह से देखा जाए तो एंड्रॉइड की कमी है। ये इसके कुछ फायदे भी हैं?
सर फायदे तो मुझे कुछ नजर नहीं आते सर। इनफैक्ट मतलब आपके जितने भी एप्लीकेशन है हार्डवेयर हैक हो सकते हैं सर। इनफैक्ट सर आपके कोई भी सर लेजिटिमेट एप्लीकेशन है दैट विल नॉट आस्क फॉर योर रूट परमिशंस, because root permissions is basically the most riskiest application APIs which are only applicable to the OEM provider। जैसे कि मेरे पास अगर सैमसंग का फोन है तो सैमसंग जो OEM है उसी को केवल आपका जो रिस्की एप्लीकेशन रिस्की APIs है उनका एक्सेस होता है, अदरवाइज किसी और API को ये एक्सेस नहीं प्रोवाइड किया जाता। और जहां तक सर एंड्रॉइड की बात है सर, एंड्रॉइड और एप्पल चाहे कोई भी आप मैकेनिज्म ले लीजिए, देयर इज ऑलवेज एन सिस्टम बाय व्हिच यू कैन क्रिएट सच बैकडोर्स। सो आप चाहे विंडोज लें, चाहे लिनक्स लें, चाहे एंड्रॉइड लें, चाहे इवन एप्पल लें, एप्पल में भी इस तरह का जो सिस्टम होता है इसको हम जेल ब्रेकिंग कहते हैं, जिसमें कि आपको इस तरह से मैलिशियस एप्लीकेशन दे कैन टेक कंट्रोल ऑफ योर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम।
हेलो विनोद। हेलो
हेलो सर।
हाँ विनोद, मैं मोहम्मद आफ्ताब वडोदरा अहमदाबाद ITI से बोल रहा हूँ। ये एक्चुअली जो .apk फाइल जो डाउनलोड होती है उसके लिए एंड्रॉइड का सेल्फ प्रोटेक्शन भी रहता है, जिसमें .apk जैसे ही आप डाउनलोड करते हैं तो वो एक इंफॉर्मेशन अलर्ट मैसेज देता है। आफ्टर दैट इफ यू अलाउड देम देन ऑन दैट टाइम इट विल बी इंस्टॉल, अदरवाइज विदाउट परमिशन ये इंस्टॉल भी नहीं होता .apk। .apk उसी कंडीशन में इंस्टॉल होता है इफ यू यूजिंग वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क। अगर वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क आपने इंस्टॉल कर रखा है तो वो .apk फाइल को विदाउट परमिशन इंस्टॉल कर देगा। बट अगर वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क में आप पे लोड नहीं है एंड्रॉइड पे, ऑन दैट टाइम इट विल always ask that you allowed the download or allowed the application or not। तो ये हरदम आता है। आप कभी भी आप अभी सब लोग मतलब कोई भी .apk फाइल डाउनलोड करिए, उसमें अलर्ट मैसेज शो करेगा ही करेगा।
That is what I have told you। मैंने इसलिए मैंने कहा था, अगर आपने ध्यान दिया हो मेरी एप्लीकेशन में, अगर देखिए मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, दोबारा ध्यान दीजिएगा। देखिए सर, अगर आपने ध्यान दिया होगा मैंने आपको विंडो दिखाया था, इसमें मैंने बाय डिफॉल्ट सबको आपका नॉट अलाउड कर रखा है। और अगर मैं ये जो क्रोम है आपका ब्राउजर है, इस क्रोम ब्राउजर में अगर मैं इस सेटिंग को मैं अलाउ कर देता हूँ, राइट, देन इट विल नेवर आस्क फॉर एनी वार्निंग, नेवर आस्क यू एनी परमिशन दैट यू शुड इंस्टॉल इट और नॉट। इसीलिए मैंने बताया था कि जब भी आप अपना फोन यूज करें तो ये परमिशन आप जरूर देख लें कि आपके पास कोई ऐसा, बिकॉज समटाइम्स आपका जो मैलिशियस कोड होते हैं दे कैन इनेबल द परमिशन, पर्टिकुलरली अगर आपका फोन आपका रूटेड है। तो हमेशा आप इस जो टैब को मैंने दिखाया है, यू शुड ऑलवेज चेक दिस टैब दैट वेदर एनी ऑफ द एप्लीकेशन इज परमिटेड टू इंस्टॉल और नॉट। एक्चुअली इन दिस टैब every application which is being listed, they should be not allowed to install unknown apps. So that is the main premises why I showed you this tab.
See, temporarily you may have to allow, because departments, for example, government is now promoting installation of Samvad app.
Yeah.
That Samvad app is not downloadable from Play Store, so it will always be from the website of CDOT or DOT.
हाँ, yes sir। मान लीजिए कि मैंने कोई अपना ऐप जो है अपने डिपार्टमेंट का जो वेबसाइट है उससे मैंने डाउनलोड किया, एंड आई अलाउड इन माय क्रोम टू इंस्टॉल इट, एंड सपोज आई फॉरगेट टू डिसअलाउ इट फर्दर, क्योंकि आपने अगर एक बार अलाउ किया देन इट इज ऑलवेज अलाउड फॉर द क्रोम ब्राउजर टू डाउनलोड एनी एपीके। सो once you have downloaded the application app from your organization's website, then you must check this tab and you should disallow this Chrome browser to further install any apps. So that is the main importance why I showed you this app, that by chance even suppose even in this case that you downloaded something which was not available on your app store but it was available on your organization website. So once you install from your website, it will be allowed, it will be set to allowed. So as soon as you allow, it is set to allowed, that means any other application which you are installing from the Google Chrome, that will not be popping up any warning sign. This will be simply installed.
विनोद, मेरे दो पॉइंट हैं। एक तो ये बताइए, जो रूटिंग है ये हम डिटेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि हमारे इसमें रूटिंग अनेबल्ड है नहीं है?
सर इसके लिए कुछ टूल्स वगैरह हैं सर?
मतलब अपनी सेटिंग में कोई ऐसे पैरामीटर नहीं है अपने, जैसे आपने इसमें सेटिंग्स में दिखाया था कि इस तरह की चीजें होती हैं, आप देख सकते हो, तो ऐसे ब्राउजर में मतलब फोन के या एंड्रॉइड में जो फोन
सेटिंग में सर आपको ऐसा नहीं मिलेगा, सेटिंग में ऐसा नहीं मिलेगा। You can Google on tools, sir. There are some tools available with which you can see it, sir.
सर ये एक्चुअली मैंने एक सर कस्टम ओएस इंस्टॉल किया था अपने फोन में लाइनेस का।
जी सर।
ये तो रूट के बाद सर इंस्टॉल होता है, तो इसको अनरूट करने का कोई तरीका है क्या? मतलब डिवाइस को अगर रूट कर दिया उसको अनरूट करने का?
यस ऑफ कोर्स, अनरूट करने के भी तरीके होते हैं, लेकिन पहली बात तो आपको रूट करना नहीं चाहिए था अपने फोन को। यू शुड नॉट रूट योर फोन।
सर एक्चुअली वो मतलब कस्टम ओएस था, वो मैं इंस्टॉल करने का ट्राई कर रहा था, तो ऐसे मेरे को
कस्टम ओएस पे आप कभी मत किया करिए। कस्टम ओएस में हमेशा मालवेयर लोडेड रहता है चंदन। दिस इज रियली मतलब कि बिल्कुल आप कस्टम ओएस डालने का मतलब कि आप अपने फोन को टोटली आप हैकेबल कर रहे हैं।
ओके सर, ओके सर।
सो एक बार से दोबारा मैं माफी चाहूंगा सर। मतलब वी हैव बहुत सारी चीजें, बहुत अच्छी चीजें हैं सर, मैं बताऊंगा आपको इफ यू गिव मी मोर टाइम सर, बिकॉज वी आर ऑलरेडी 1.5 घंटे का टाइम था, मेरा स्लॉट खत्म हो रहा है। सो एवरीवन, इफ यू आर एग्रीइंग टू कंज्यूम सम मोर टाइम, गिव सम मोर टाइम टू मी।
यस सर,
हाँ प्लीज।
यस सर, यस सर।
ओके
थैंक यू। सो हम लोग अभी थे ब्राउजर टाइटनिंग में। सो नेक्स्ट थिंग इज द प्राइवेसी एंड सिक्योरिटी। सो इसमें आपकी जो आपकी कुकीज वगैरह है, दिस यू शुड टाइम टू टाइम यू शुड क्लियर ऑल दिस कुकीज। In fact, in your laptops or your phones, there is a setting by which you can set your browser to clear all the cookies and all the history as soon as you close the browser. But there is no such setting in your Chrome browser, which is on your phone. So the least you can do is that you should always clear this setting to time, so that any personally identifiable information that is captured on the browser, that should be not there. Then there is safe browsing. So if this safe browsing is not
विनोद, जब हम एक क्रोम में जब प्राइवेट उसमें प्राइवेट विंडो करते हैं ना, उससे भी ये कुकीज क्लियर कर सकते हैं। लाइक सपोज यू यूज प्राइवेट विंडो।
सर जो इनकॉग्निटो मोड होता है, इनकॉग्निटो मोड में बेसिकली आपकी ट्रैकिंग सारी डिसेबल्ड हो जाती है। दैट इज बेसिकली मेंट विद इट। सो आप इनकॉग्निटो मोड की बात कर रहे हैं सर?
हाँ वही मैं कह रहा था।
हाँ सर। सेकंड इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट सेफ ब्राउजिंग इज इनेबल्ड सर। आप इसमें ध्यान दीजिए कि हमेशा आपका स्टैंडर्ड या इनहेंस प्रोटेक्शन आपका इनेबल्ड हो। देयर शुड बी, ये आपका जो नो प्रोटेक्शन है दिस शुड बी देयर। दिस सेफ ब्राउजिंग should be available there. There is one more setting that is called DNS, because आजकल जो है DNS spoofing attacks भी बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहे हैं. So you should always check that in your Chrome browser there is a setting called use secure DNS. This is always enabled so that your Chrome browser always insists that the DNS is coming from your service provider and not from anywhere else. Then there are something in the site settings. इसमें sites के बारे में you can see there are a lot of parameters defined here in all site settings. Suppose cookies by default they are allowed because there are majority of the site which will not work if you don't allow the cookies. Very important thing is that you should see these parameters. Your location should be blocked, cameras should be blocked, microphone should be blocked, right? Motion sensor, like it is allowed, this motion sensor should be blocked. In this site setting there are a lot of settings which you would like to disable, like pop-up and redirects, this should be blocked. Then ads should be blocked. So if you just click on it, you will have the parameter here with which you can enable or disable. You can enable them whenever you need them. Suppose I am having some Google Meet in which the microphone and camera is needed to be on, switch on. So I can go back in the setting and I can switch on my camera and my microphone from block to unblock. And as soon as I am done with the meeting, I should immediately block my camera and microphone. So these are some of the security setting and browser tightening which you should always do whenever you are using your Chrome browser. So it is my honest suggestion to all of you that you always pay heed to all these settings. You can just see in your phone and you can just check that what are the browser settings that you need to allow and need to disallow. Let us go back to our PPTs. There's a lot more to discuss. Next important thing is that our connectivity, device connectivity. So our phone is having 3 modes of connectivity. First is your Bluetooth, second is your Wi-Fi connection, and third is your cell phone connection. All these 3 connections can be used for internet and file sharing and communication with the other devices. Most important things and most vulnerable connectivity are 2 vulnerabilities. that is your Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi. So your Bluetooth friends, I have seen many of my friends keep their Bluetooth permanently turned on. So it is always suggested that you switch off your Bluetooth. Bluetooth is in fact the most hackable protocol which can be taken control by any of the attackers. There are various terms associated with Bluetooth hacking, but there are three main terms which are associated with Bluetooth hacking. First is blue jacking, second is blue snuffing, and third is blue bugging. Whenever I say blue jacking, that means there is a one-way communication where the hacker can put some message on my phone. But don't think that is not hackable. Any attacker can send a malicious code and malicious link to my phone using the blue. So whenever we click that link, our phone can be exposed to malicious codeware. Second is your blue snuffing. Blue snuffing is in fact a more dangerous situation than your blue jacking, where there is two-way communication that the hacker can issue some commands on your phone, and your phone can respond to that commands. Means whatever commands he is doing, your phone will be responding. Suppose he wants some file from your phone, then of course he can push a code to your phone, push a command to your phone, and get the file from your phone. Third type of the Bluetooth attack is your blue bugging. The blue bugging is the most dangerous attack in Bluetooth, where the complete phone is overtaken by the hacker. So because this is an inbuilt security problem with Bluetooth, although in this time we have a very strong Bluetooth now, but then too Bluetooth is the most hackable thing. So it is always suggested that you switch on your Bluetooth only when you need, and you pair to only to the trusted devices. Means if anyone is requesting you Bluetooth, then only you can switch out on and pair with your device. Otherwise, you should not. As far as blue jacking is concerned, the Bluetooth pairing is dependent upon what type of control the hacker is wanting. So suppose if the hacker is wanting a control which is just pushing your messages, it doesn't want to control. Like whenever you connect your headphone to your mobile phone, it never asks you a code. And suppose if you want to connect your mobile phone with your laptop with a Bluetooth, then it asks for a code. So there are some scenarios in which the Bluetooth will be asking you code and otherwise not. Like your Bluetooth headset. Whenever you are connecting your headset to your mobile phone, it will not ask for any code. So it is always suggested that you always keep your Bluetooth switched off. So आरोग्य सेतु का क्या करेंगे सर? ये सर डेवलपर को सोचना चाहिए सर इसको. So next important connectivity is Wi-Fi. So एक बड़ी समस्या हमारे में ये है कि although after coming of Jio, we all are having unlimited connectivity of data, but then too we look forward for free Wi-Fi. I am having a separate session of Wi-Fi hacking, so do subscribe to my Wi-Fi sessions whenever I am on. Currently, I will not be going into detail of Wi-Fi hacking.
One small point, the Bluetooth you have explained very nicely, but the Arogya Setu, which is
whenever you are connected to Wi-Fi,
and Arogya Setu always keeps Bluetooth on.
So I think, sir, I had an input from Bala sir. Now the Bluetooth operation in Arogya Setu is optional. Seeing the security concern, now it is not mandatory that you should switch on your Bluetooth. In Arogya Setu now, Bluetooth is it is up to you that if you want to switch on your Bluetooth, then it is okay. Otherwise not.
Okay, thank you.
So next Wi-Fi, we should not go for a free Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi maybe, अगर आप देखेंगे, if you whenever you connect your Wi-Fi, you don't know what protocol it is using. It may be using WEP, it may be using WPA, it may be using WPA2. So whenever you connect your phone with Wi-Fi connectivity, then always if you see the details of the Wi-Fi connection, it will show you what kind of encryption and what kind of protection it is using. It is always suggested that you connect to only those access points which are having WPA2. Although WPA2 is also hackable, that I will show you sometimes whenever I take a lecture on Wi-Fi security. Also, whenever you are having your own access point, make sure that the access point is having a very strong password. You might need that WPA2 has the AES encryption, but AES encryption doesn't mean that it is not hackable. Actually, whenever you connect your phone or any devices to your access point, it is having a 4-way handshake. So if the hacker can capture that handshake, actually hacker, I should not say hacker can, actually hacker will definitely catch you, because everything which is going on the air, that can be captured. So the handshake, WPA2 handshake, can be captured by the attacker, and if you are using a weak password on your WPA2, the WPA2 password can be cracked, and every communication that you are putting on wire, that can be intercepted by any hacker. So it is always suggested that you should not use weak password on your access point. Then there is mining the middle attack. So mining the middle attack is something like that. Suppose your phone is connecting to your Wi-Fi. It is having the name Vinod. Access point name is Vinod. So attacker can simultaneously launch one more access point which is having the same name as Vinod. So your phone will be picking up the access point which is having the strong signal. So attacker will definitely put the access point with the name Vinod with a more powerful transceiver. So ultimately your phone will be connected to an attacker's network. So this is called the man in the middle attack. So this is also a scenario where you should check that whether you are you're wandering in such a situation where you are having a man in the middle kind of attack scenario. Session hijacking is also one of the important factors when you connect to the Wi-Fi, because everything is on wire. So attacker's job is already done when he has access to your connection.
Mr. Vinod, with reference to this PM warning, how do you foresee the situation with reference to this weak password and all those things with the PM warning?
We'll be studying detail about the PM1E network, sir, and definitely we'll be coming with a detailed webinar for that also, sir. So currently I'm not having very much information about how the PM1E operates right now, but definitely, sir, we will be studying the model which is deployed in PM1E, and we'll be coming soon with what the vulnerabilities are and how you should be safe browsing with PM1E, sir. So that is all about Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity and how you should safeguard. I'm not going into the detail of Wi-Fi hacking. I will be taking one session on completely on Wi-Fi hacking where you can subscribe to me. Just before going on further, I will just like to show you one more configuration. Let's go online to our virtual machine and let us see something there. So, sir, just I would like to show you one setting for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, sir. If you go into your settings and you come into this security settings, scanning. So here you can see there are two settings: Wi-Fi scanning and Bluetooth scanning. So what it says that allow applications and services to scan for Wi-Fi networks at any time, and also the Bluetooth. So that means that even if you have shut down the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth from your software, that means if these two settings are enabled, then even if you have shut down your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth from the software, the applications can scan the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Means they can always scan, and this gives an avenue for the attacker to get latched to your phone. So always ensure that this scanning is disabled in your phones. So these are two important parameters which you should always see in your phone. So these two important settings should always be disabled in your phones. There is one more thing that some of the friends, if you don't find any setting, there is a search setting tab here. So if you might be having a different version of Android in which you are not able to find whatever I am showing you, you can just put in here scanning, and it will always show you where the setting is. So you can just click on it and it will take you to the menu. So if you are having any difficulty to go into the menu, you can always use the search option in the settings to just go into the setting. So everyone will be having different kind of phone versions, Android versions. So but more or less the settings will be there on your phones. Whatever setting I am saying you, that must be available on your Android phone. One more important thing that I would like to share with you is Google Find My Device. I think most of us don't use this feature of Google Find My Device. Actually, this is very much important feature whenever we miss our phones. So this feature is able to locate your phone. Also, you can securely lock your phone, ring your phone, and also you can wipe out your phone remotely. So this feature, I think some of you may say that what about the privacy concern? Then of course I must say that there are privacy concerns that Google is tracking your location. But then too, in some cases, it is very much important that if your phone is carrying important data, then you would like that your phone is completely wiped out. So I will just show you how to enable this Google tracking on your phones. So once I will again go on my virtual machine. And I will go to the settings. Again, security and location. And here it is find my device, right? Here it is setting. So here I have switched it on. So if it is switched off, normally it is switched off. So you should always enable find my device. So what it is doing that as soon as you find my device is switched on, so it links your phone to find my device applications with your email, what you have given at the time of sign in of the Android device. If you all agree, whenever you install, whenever you purchase a new phone and you just start for the first time, in the Google, you need to sign in with your Google account. So that Google account is used to check your device with the Find My application. Once you do it, then you can go into your browser. Just type in Find My device. And you just log in with the same user ID with which you have signed in to your device. Right now, I am signed with one user called Vinod at Upwork. So I will be signing in with this user ID, and you can see that there is new page in which after enabling the Google Find, I am into this menu. So if I enable because it is in my virtual machine, so it is right now it is showing that it is contacting device. Otherwise, if you do it from your mobile device, it will immediately connect to it, right? So see what the options are there. Play sound means if you forgot your phone somewhere in your room or something like that, you can always play a sound. Even if your phone is in vibration mode, then also your phone will ring. Then also you can secure your device. Secure the device means it will sign out of your Google account. Means your Google email, your Google Play Store, everything will be signed off. Means even if the person is having access to your phone, he will not able to see your email, your Google Play Store, or anything which is attached to Google services. Then the third most important thing is this erase your device, right? With help of this, you can immediately push a note to your machine that as soon as it goes online, you immediately erase the complete data, means complete wipe off. So you can wipe off your phone remotely if you have enabled this Find My device. So it is very much important facility, important service given by the Microsoft, given by the Android system, that you can erase complete data from your mobile phone sitting remotely anywhere. So these two parameters you should enable on your phones.
Vinodji, I'm sorry. Can you please tell in the settings where do we get this one again, please?
On your phone, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, I would repeat, sir, if you are not able to find anything on your phone, you just go into setting. And you just type in here in the search, sir. Find my device. You see, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you able to find, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. So any one of you, if you are not able to find any of the security tabs that I am telling you, you can just go into your settings. There is a search bar there. You can type in the search, whatever I'm telling you, the scan or Find My device. You can put in here. You can just enter. It will give you the location of the actual setting there. Even if your phone is switched off, then too you can see that where was your last phone location, that you can see on the maps. So that was about how you can track your devices. Now move further. Next item or next thing on my menu is that how you should harden your devices. So first and most important thing is that you should always keep your operating system apps updated, because with every old application and old operating system, there is a vulnerability associated. And mind it, these vulnerabilities are well known to the attacker. So it is very much important that you keep your operating system and apps updated. Manage the apps permission that I have already shown you, that you should judiciously manage the application permissions, and you should give permission only to what the application really needs. Otherwise, you should always disable all the permissions. You should enable the Google Play product that I have already shown you. You should also practice safe browsing, means you should not visit any malicious sites or any unwanted sites, and you should also enable all the safeguards in the settings tab of the browser. Then you should also lock screen limitation. What I mean by lock screen limitation is that I have found that many of my friends, they once they open the window of the phone, means you just put in the pin or your fingerprint and your phone opens. After that, they keep the phone, and your phones keeps switched on till 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30, even 30 minutes. So I have seen people that they have set the setting that once the screen is switched on, it will remain switched on for 30 minutes. So this is a bad practice. You should set your phone to immediately lock after say 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 seconds. Means if there is a gap of 15 seconds of no use of your phone, the phone should automatically lock. So this setting is very much important. Then there is secure login, means your password should always be good. Many people type in the pin 1234. Instead of pin, you should give a password, because your phone gives many options to protect it. One is your fingerprint. Fingerprint is also susceptible, because whenever you are sleeping, your fingerprint can be taken. So you should always secure it with a good password instead of pin, or of course you can secure with your fingerprint or biometric sensors, but it is always secure to secure devices with a hardened pin, a hardened password. Then there is something called the lockdown mode. I will talk to you about the lockdown mode. I will show you what the lockdown mode is. Then there is device encryption. It is recommended that you encrypt your device. Suppose your phone get lost. You are having so many data on your phone, and you have the memory card also, which is containing so many data. So it is always beneficial that you should completely encrypt your phone. Even your memory card will be encrypted. So even if the hacker or even someone gets your phone and he takes out the memory card, he will not be able to use that memory card, because it will be completely encrypted, right? So it is very much important that whenever you use your phone, you always encrypt your phone, so that even the memory card is encrypted and no one gets access to your files. Turn off Bluetooth, forget temporary Wi-Fi connection. This is one thing that I will impress upon, because we travel a lot, and in the meantime we save many passwords on your phone, right? I am traveling to TC, then Delhi, and whenever I connect to Wi-Fi device, my phone saves it on my directory. So it is always recommended that apart from your workplace or your home, whenever you are visiting anywhere, and you switch on your Wi-Fi and you add that Wi-Fi access point in your phone, it is always recommended that you forget that. There is an option for forgetting that I will show you. You should always forget that in your phones. The last but not the least, it is very much important to back up regularly. I have seen many times that my seniors, my colleagues just tell me, यार मैंने नया फोन लिया है, अपना कॉन्टेक्ट यार मेरे पास नहीं है, वो पुराने फोन में था, पुराना फोन गुम हो गया, मैंने नया फोन लिया है, या मेरा नया फोन मैंने लिया, पुराना फोन खराब हो गया है, या पुराना फोन जंक हो गया है. Now I will need to back up input my all my contacts, and now I need to get all my WhatsApp messages. Now I need to get my SMS. So it is very much important that you back up regularly. This is a very much important practice that you should adopt in your daily life. Ideally, you should back up your phone at least fortnightly. Means your SMS logs, your call logs, your WhatsApp logs, WhatsApp messages, and your contact list. Everything you can back up from your phone. So this is an important practice. I will not be taking much of time. I will just show you something about about how we can do all this on your phone. So we will again go to our virtual machine. I will just show you. You can go to setting and then security and location. Then there is lock screen preferences. In this, एक चीज बहुत default होती है that we never bother. On lock screen, show all notification content. I would of course like that whenever my phone is locked, no one is able to see what notifications are being pushed on my phone, like what SMS is coming or what WhatsApp message is coming. Because whenever if you enable this setting, even if your phone is locked, you can see that a first line of your SMS or first line of WhatsApp is displayed. So you should always hide it, right? So you can choose any of the two things: hide sensitive content or don't show notifications at all. I would like to change it to don't show any notifications at all. Means whenever my phone is in locked mode, it should not show any information on the locked screen. So this will always be ensured in your phones. Then there is one more thing: show password. This is a common thing that we don't do. If you notice that whenever you type in your password on the phone, it temporarily for 1 second it will show you characters what you are typing. So there is a facility that you can disable it. Means if there is someone over your shoulder and you are typing in your password, he can very well see on the screen what password you are typing. So it is always suggested that you disable this facility, and whatever you type, it will not be visible on the screen. It will be just asterisk marks. For 1 second it is displayed, but that will also not be displayed. So this is a very good practice whenever you are using the password on your phone. Then again, I have told you that there is a device admin in which you should ensure that there is no malicious application which is listed on your device. Now about something about the backup. I will quickly show you something about the backups. One important thing about the backup is we all are using WhatsApp messages. So many times I get this query from my friends that now I have switched on to a new phone and all my WhatsApp messages have gone. So I would just like to show you online that what happens to your WhatsApp messages. I'm now connecting my phone to my laptop and I will show you how to back up your WhatsApp messages. Just give me a time, give me a moment. So my phone is right now connected to my machine. So this is the machine, and here you can say I am having the card and I am having the phone. You can just click on the phone, and here among all the menus you have the WhatsApp, this one. You can just connect your phone with the help of a USB cable to your phone, and you allow file transfers menu from the USB options shown on the phone. Then you can access the phone memory locations where you can find this WhatsApp databases. So you see there are files. In my case, I am having the file of 5558 MB, 56 MB, and you can also see the date. You see, just see the date here. So this backup was created by my WhatsApp on 29th of December. So this backup is automated in your WhatsApp. So it is always available. You need not to enable it. It is always available. So instead of backing up on your Google Cloud, your WhatsApp backs up your message in a routine time on your phone. So it is always advisable that you should keep at least fortnightly the backup of the latest backup from your machine. So you can just click on it and you can drag the file to anywhere in your PC and you can save the file. So this will ensure that your complete WhatsApp message is being stored and backed up in your machine. So whenever your phone is lost or you switch on to a new phone, this phone, this backup will be handy to restore all your messages. Besides that, even if you want to backup all your messages, then there is a folder called media. You can completely copy the media to any of your devices by simply dragging, like I'm dragging here. So this media will have complete whatever you have downloaded on your WhatsApp, whatever files you have documents like PDF files, right? So all these are available here. You can simply make a copy of your WhatsApp on your machine. So whenever you are switching to a new phone, or your phone is stolen, or you want to have a good new phone, you can always restore all these photographs, all your everything of WhatsApp. Beside that, there is a folder called DCIM. In this, there is a camera. Here you will be having all the images that you have shot with your phone. So you can take backup of all these images. In this folder, you should back up this camera folder so that your lovable memories that you have taken from your phone that are not missed. So you can always take it. You would also like to back up your SMS and calls also. So for that, I would like to recommend one app here. If you can see, this is SMS backup and restore, right? You can install this app and it will completely back up your SMS and call recording, because sometimes it's very much important that we get some important message in the SMS and suddenly we lost our phone, so we are not having any access to the SMS. So it is always recommended that you subscribe to some kind of app. This is the app that I use and I recommend it. I have used it and it is quite good. So it will save you all your SMSs on your device. I would just like to show you. I have just created some test backups. Just you can see all my SMSs are backed up here. So it will back up all from where it has come, at what time it has come, what is the content of the SMS, everything will be backed up. Similar is the case with your logs, call logs also. Here I can save all the calls. You can see from which number I got the call, or which number I called, how much time I got called, on which time I called, what the duration of the call. Everything is being logged. So you can take backup of all these important information, and whenever your phone is lost, you can just import this XML file, and your phone will be having all your old SMS and call logs. Last thing that I would like to show you, it is one more important thing. Just give me 5 more minutes. I know that I have taken a lot of time than what I promised. So you can see this. Right now I'm connected to my phone. This is my original phone. I'm using a Samsung Galaxy phone. So here, if you see, if I go to my calling menu, this will always be available. Whatever phone you are using, this menu is always available. You can click somewhere here on the 3 dots. So there is a button called share. You can click on it, and here you can choose this one here, allow. There's a button called allow. You can choose allow, and then you can go here. You can click the share button. Now you see there is a file called contact VCF, right? This contact VCF you can share on your Gmail, or also you can save it to your drive, or also you can save it to your local folders. So it is always a good thing to always back up your contacts. It is a VCF format, and whenever you are switching to a new phone, you can always connect. You can always import these files to your new phone.
Backup option, what you have mentioned,
Yes, sir?
for individual, you have told there is one smart switch app which helps in backing up all the features or all the data whichever is available in the phone, and we can have it as a bulk backup option.
Yes, sir. You can always have, sir. You can always have, sir.
Now, that has got any disadvantage compared to individual backups? What you have mentioned now, contact separately, SMS separately, then photos separately, camera separately, like that.
At least the advantage is that you can have a smaller footprint of the what backups you are taking, because always you don't need everything to be backed up, right? One thing I would like to mention that whenever you are signing it with your Google account, what are the apps that you have installed on the old phone? Whenever you are switching to a new phone, right? So if you go into the Play Store, you will always find whatever apps were there on the previous phone, right? Even
Correct.
also you can see on which phone all these applications were listed. So you can install all the applications from there, and these are the only backup that you need, right? The backup of SMS, the backup of your calls, the backup of WhatsApp, and backup from your content. These are the only 4 backups that you need basically.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So that is also actually one thing more about the antivirus. So a lot of people don't use antivirus on your phone. They think that antivirus is not needed on your phone. Mind it, antivirus is as needed on your phones also as it is needed on your physical devices like laptops and desktop. Antivirus is very much required on your mobile phone also, and there you can subscribe to any of the antivirus softwares, and antivirus are quite inexpensive these days. They range around 500 to 600 rupees a year subscription that will secure your mobile devices from any malware applications. So that is all about the today's session, sir. I hope you all liked it. And last thing that I will take to say is that 100% security cannot be claimed. You can only ensure the best available security controls available. What the thing I want to emphasize is that system can give you tools to secure the device, but until and unless you invoke the security provisions provided by tools, you will not be secured. So it is always suggested to have the best practices to secure the devices, whether it is mobile devices or your laptop or your desktop. So that was all, and this is signing off. Vinod Singh. I am ITS 97 batch, sir, and my contacts are listed at this slide. If any one of you are having any query regarding this presentation, what I made, or you would like to have some comments on it, or you want something, any other technical topic that you want to learn from me, then you can contact me on my phone number, on my email. So this was again my privilege to take the first lecture of 2021, and I again thank you all of you for patiently listening for more than 2 hours. So it is already 1:15. Most of us will be having the lunch time. If any queries are there, I am ready to explain and answer any of the queries. Otherwise, I would like to thank you all for your presence and your time with me. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you all very much. Thanks.
Thank you, Vinod, for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir. From Chennai, sir.
Thank you, Vinod. It was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you very much, sir. I hope, sir, I didn't bore you all, sir. So thank you, sir. Thank you all, sir. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you, Vinod.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vinod.
Thank you, sir. Hope you like it, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.